What's the biggest commission check you've ever received?
$52,000.
$52,000.
Yeah.
So, what do salespeople actually make? In this video, we're going to talk about all that stuff. In fact, I interview people who are willing to share personal information about how much they're actually making in their sales career. My name is Dwayne Golden. I failed high school, I dropped out of college, and today I lead a sales team of over 100 people at a $20 billion software company. So in this video and on this channel, we talk about how to get good at sales. So what better way to find out than actually talking to people who are selling right now today? Let's jump right in.
So, man, we're talking, and what I want from you is the truth, nothing watered down, keep it real. You started in your tech sales job at what age?
23.
23 years old. What has been the most challenging thing about starting in sales at such a young age?
Not knowing anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse before it gets better, but it's gonna get much better than you could imagine.
Next question for you. You started at 23. Did you make any money? You know, your first real corporate job is what it sounds like to me, 23 years old, selling tech sales. Did you make any money that year?
Yeah, my first year I made 6 figures, decent.
23 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, now next question for you. What's the biggest commission check you ever got paid pre-tax?
$22,000. Yeah.
Is that for?
It was for a month's work.
And this is in your 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the good part about sales. People hear about that. What's the ugly side of sales that people generally don't like to talk about?
Sometimes you do the right thing and you don't get the sale. And sometimes you do the wrong thing and you do get the sale.
Yeah.
And those that are able to distinguish what they did right, regardless of the outcome, and iterate that and iterate that and iterate that are the ones that are successful. But unfortunately, sometimes I see people do something wrong, they get the sale, then they try to do that wrong thing for the rest of their life, and they never get a sale again.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me.
I like that. I think my last question for you is, so you started 23 in sales. What do you do today? Are you still in sales? What are you doing?
So I progressed in that role and I moved into a management position. So now I'm a senior manager. I manage managers, about 24 people currently in my organization.
Do you recommend that they start a career in sales?
Absolutely.
Is it for everybody?
No, it's not for everyone, but everyone can get something from it.
I like that. I think that's true. Well, Angel, thank you for hopping on the video, man.
Thank you for having me.
Anything you want to share with the group before I click it?
Keep selling.
Keep selling, baby. Here live with the Brazilian Drake, also known as Rodrigo Pavoa. Look, man, how old were you when you got started in your actual first, proper corporate sales job?
I was 24.
24.
Yeah, it was software sales, but it was in Atlanta.
What was that first year like, man? Did you fail? Did you win? How'd it go?
Yeah, it was, so I had a little bit different story because I started college later than most people, and then finished obviously 2 years later, so that's, instead of being like 22, 23, I was 24, 25.
Yeah.
But I also did door-to-door, in college, and I did that for 2 years.
So you're 24, first real job out of college. Did you make any money your first proper
No,
sales?
man, I think I made $14,000 my first W-2. It was 2018, 2017.
What advice do you have for people jumping in first time out of college, right? Because that was your experience. What did you learn from that? What would you share to somebody? What kind of I don't want to say warnings, but what kind of truth would you try to tell somebody?
Yeah, man, it's especially nowadays, we live in such a clickbait type of environment. It's, how can I get the fast money?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How can I make the quick buck? And, something that has always stuck with me is that fast money comes with slow problems, right? And so I really try to focus on, sharpening skills that I didn't have.
What's the biggest commission check you've ever received?
$52,000.
$52,000.
Yeah.
Last question I have for you before I let you go. What's one of the ugly truths about sales that most people don't talk about?
It's not as glamorous as the top 10%, what you see. You only hear about the top 10% of people, right? In headlines, in social media, and everything. And the reasons why they're in the top 10% is because they do what 90% of people don't do.
Ooh, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me.
Young legend.
If you want to learn more about careers in sales, you want to learn more about how to sell, I've got an entire playlist dedicated to teaching people how to kickstart careers in sales. Anyways, my name is Dwayne Golden. Appreciate you watching. Bye.